Hey everyone, ready for a dose of something good?
I think we could all use that sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes the world can feel a bit overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in all the negativity and forget that there's still so much good happening out there.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're here to remind everyone of in today's deep dive.
We're diving into a collection of recent news stories, but not the usual headlines. We're not going to focus on the doom and gloom today.
Right, we're taking a different approach, focusing on something much more uplifting. Kindness in action.
Exactly. We're talking about those inspiring stories of people making a real difference in the world, one good deed at a time.
Because let's face it, those stories are out there and they deserve to be celebrated.
Absolutely. So we've got 5 particularly heartwarming stories to share today. Each one highlights the incredible impact that even simple acts of kindness can have.
We're going to travel the globe, hear about some pretty amazing people, and hopefully leave you feeling inspired to spread a little kindness yourself.
Sounds like a plan. Ready to jump into our first story?
Let's do it.
Okay, so this first one takes us all the way to Ghana, where we meet a 10-year-old girl named Lisa Luria. Now, Lisa's been diagnosed with leukemia, which is a really serious illness.
It's heartbreaking to think about a child facing such a difficult situation. And for Lisa's family, getting access to the specialized treatment she needed was a huge challenge.
It was a matter of life and death, really. And that's where this story takes a truly heartwarming turn. A
Oh,
businessman named Ibrahim Mahama heard about Lisa's plight and decided to step in and do something truly extraordinary.
wow, what did he do?
He covered the entire cost of Lisa's life-saving treatment in South Africa, which amounted to over $110,000.
That's incredible. Talk about a game changer. Mr. Muhammad's generosity didn't just ease a financial burden, it gave Lisa a fighting chance at a healthy future.
It's a powerful reminder that compassion can come from the most unexpected places,
Yeah,
and that even in a world that often feels divided, there's still so much good to be found.
it's a beautiful story.
Okay, so from a life-changing act of generosity in Ghana, let's shift gears and head over to Adrian College in Michigan. Now, I'm a big fan of games, right?
You love a good game.
Well, this story involves a game with a twist. Have you ever heard of kindness bingo?
Kindness bingo. That's a new one for me.
It's pretty awesome, actually. Adrian College decided to challenge their students to participate in this unique activity, encouraging them to complete a bingo card filled with various acts of kindness.
I love that. What a fun and creative way to promote a culture of kindness on campus. I can only imagine the ripple effect of positive energy that this activity must have created.
It's like a fun little nudge to spread some good vibes.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe some of the students will carry those habits of kindness with them long after they graduate.
Speaking of spreading good vibes, our next story takes us to Elkhart County, Indiana, where a secret Santa decided to take holiday generosity to a whole new level.
Ooh, a secret Santa story. I love those. There's something so magical about the anonymity behind those acts of kindness. It's like a pure form of giving without any expectation of recognition.
I know, right? And this one is truly extraordinary.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
This mystery individual decided to donate a whopping $100,000
Wow. $100,000.
to the Crossroads United Way and several local churches. Can you imagine the impact that kind of generosity will have on the community?
That is incredible. That kind of donation can make a real difference in the lives of so many people, especially during the holiday season when many are struggling.
And think about the ripple effect, too. Yeah. Those organizations can now expand their programs, provide more support to those in need, and spread that holiday cheer even further. It's a beautiful reminder that kindness can multiply and have a lasting impact.
It really warms my heart to think about the joy and hope that this Secret Santa's gift will bring to the community. It's a powerful example of how even anonymous acts of kindness can make a world of difference.
So we've had a businessman showing incredible generosity, college students playing kindness bingo, and a secret Santa spreading holiday cheer. It's amazing how many different ways people are choosing to be kind.
It really is. And it's striking me as we dive into these stories is how many forms kindness can take. It's not just about grand gestures or large sums of money.
Yeah,
It's about those everyday moments, those little things we do to brighten someone's day.
exactly. And speaking of everyday moments, our next story takes us to North Carolina. It involves something many of us probably use without even thinking: reward points, like those Chick-fil-A points you were telling me about.
Oh, yeah. I'm always racking up those points. Usually I just redeem them for myself. But
Oh,
this story has me thinking differently now.
oh yeah. So get this. A couple in North Carolina decided to use their Chick-fil-A reward points to buy meals for others.
Oh, wow.
They turned their loyalty points into little bundles of joy, surprising unsuspecting fellow diners with a free meal.
That's such a cool idea. It's so simple, but so thoughtful. It's a good reminder that we can find opportunities for kindness, even in the most ordinary parts of our lives.
Totally. It's like they took something ordinary, those reward points we often take for granted, and made it into something really special. I bet those free meals made a lot of people smile that day.
It's those little unexpected things, the random acts of kindness that can really make a difference in someone's day.
For sure.
And who knows, maybe it even inspired those people who got the free meals to pay it forward in some way.
Okay, so for our final story, we're heading to a place you might not expect to find: an abundance of kindness. A barrel racing competition. You know those high-speed races where riders on horses race against the clock?
Yeah.
It's super competitive. Everyone's focused on winning.
You wouldn't necessarily think of that as like a place where kindness would flourish, but that's what makes this story so interesting. It shows that compassion can exist anywhere, even in the most unexpected places.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So picture this. You're in the middle of this fierce competition, adrenaline pumping, everyone wants to win. But then something pretty awesome happens. Instead of just focusing on themselves, the participants started doing all these kind of things for each other.
Like what?
They were helping each other get ready, offering words of encouragement, and celebrating each other's successes.
Wow, that's incredible. It's such a great example of sportsmanship and how compassion can go hand in hand. It shows that even when you're trying hard to reach your own goals, you can still lift each other up and create a positive environment.
They created a sense of community
Yeah.
right there in the middle of the competition.
Yeah.
They realized they were all in it together, sharing a passion for barrel racing, and that being kind to each other didn't mean anyone had to lose.
It's a good reminder that kindness doesn't have to get in the way of ambition. It can actually help you achieve your goals by bringing people together.
Absolutely. So we've traveled from Ghana to Michigan to Indiana to North Carolina and even a barrel racing competition.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen all these different acts of kindness along the way. What I find so fascinating is how these stories show us that compassion is universal. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your culture is, or even if you're in the middle of a competition.
I think you're right. And what's even more inspiring is that these stories are just a small sample of all the good things happening out there every day. It's like a reminder that even with all the challenges and bad news we see, there's still a lot of good in the world.
Okay, before we finish up, I want to talk about this phrase that keeps coming up: random acts of kindness. It seems like it's more than just a saying, it's a real movement.
Yeah, totally. Random acts of kindness is all about doing kind things without expecting anything in return. Those little unexpected things that can make someone's day and spread positivity.
Right. It's like injecting a little bit of sunshine into the world just because you can. And anyone can do it. You don't need anything special. Just be present. Look for those little opportunities to make a difference and act on them.
Yeah, it really is about making that choice to be kind, to look around and see how you can make things a little bit better.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be anything huge or complicated. Sometimes the simplest things can have the biggest impact.
Right. So as we wrap up this deep dive into kindness, I want to leave our listeners with a little challenge. What's one small act of kindness you can do today? Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just something to spread a little positivity.
It could be something as simple as smiling at a stranger or letting someone go ahead of you in line at the grocery store.
Or maybe you see someone struggling with their bags and offer to help.
Or just listen to a friend who needs someone to talk to.
It's all about those little sparks of good, those things that can brighten someone's day and maybe even inspire them to do something kind for someone else.
Exactly. Creating that ripple effect of kindness. That's what it's all about. Being the change you want to see in the world.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So go out there, be kind, make someone smile, and let's all work together to make the world a little bit brighter, one good deed at a time.
And if you see someone doing something kind or you do something kind yourself, tell us about it. Share your stories. Keep the conversation going because we can all use a little more kindness in our lives.
That's it for our deep dive into kindness in action. Until next time, choose kindness, spread those good vibes, and we'll see you on our next deep dive.